look at the clock on the wall. I was like, morning, guys. Even though I think it's a few minutes to 12. So yeah, Finn's gone for a nap. And I wanted him to go. Well, he goes for a nap anyway. If you watch me around 11, but he's just gone for one now because I needed to talk to you guys because I feel like I've been gone for ages. It's a couple of things I want to talk about, so it might be a long one, peeps. If you want to go and get a brew, pause me. Go and get a brew. But I found I've been looking for this for a bit. It was a little fairy pendant. I still haven't found my moonstone ring. I've got a feeling it's in one of my jewellery making kits for some reason. So not that I can go looking for it, because if you know, I'm having a new kitchen, and this is why, my quality on my camera is rubbish anyway, but I'm sat in the front room, which is a little bit dark, so I can't even get my light thing out that I use sometimes, because my practice nail room / salon room is piled with kitchen units that I half built. My front room, I swapped it round. The dining room table is, you can probably see, hang on, is full of kitchen stuff. Don't know if you can see. It's just an absolute tip, obviously, because we've had to take everything out of the kitchen and pile it all in there. So it's a bit like, I keep forgetting where things are. I can't find anything. There's food in there. It's just like, so I can't get to my bits. But, it's not going to be that long till it's all straightened out and everything back to normal. So I'm just sat on the couch to say, if any of you follow me, the ones that do follow me on Instagram and Facebook, I've been I don't know if I put it on Facebook, on Instagram, was a bit off the other day, a bit ill, because I think it was, I know it sounds a bit not very nice, but my mum was down, as you know, I did put a bit of a little video on Instagram, and I did take it down because it did make me look a little bit evil, because the face I was pulling was, mum was in the background, if anyone saw it, before I took it down, and I was like that, and I didn't mean it like, ooh, I just sort of meant it like, mum's getting on my nerves sort of thing, and I don't mean it in a nasty way. I do make jokes out of it, but, my mum's OCD, which really isn't a joke to be making, it's just, I just can't get my brain around it. But then again, I haven't got OCD. But saying that, she knows I love her. I do love her, but I don't love the OCD side of her. It's just, I think it's because when she normally comes, she comes for a couple of days. And it might be like Saturday to a Monday or something, but she's been here the longest this time. And she's actually gone to a friend's yesterday over weekend, because the builder's not doing nothing over weekend, so we sort of can cook a little bit before everything gets ripped out properly on Monday. And the chimneys is going to be soot everywhere, like dirty dust, so my mum's going to be like, I'm just going to have to leave the country, me. Just need to leave the country, because I have tried to explain it before. I love her to death, but I'm glad she's gone to her friends, because I don't know if that's what's made me ill. I know it sounds stupid, but my mum's at that age now where she doesn't realise she's doing some stuff or saying some stuff or constantly doing stuff and constantly saying stuff, but it's like that all the time, like a nagging person. And I know she's at that age where, even if I had to tell her last time, and she sort of was like, oh, because I really got upset last time she made me cry. It was that bad, because I can't explain to people, if you haven't lived with anyone with it, or they're constantly going on at you the same thing all the time, it's like, that's all they ever talk about, that's all they ever go on about, and it's quite tiring on your brain, and it can get you down a bit. And it's not like, I try to let it go over my head, but it's just very hard, because it's only me she tends to be at this house doing it. She doesn't go to my sister's and do it round there, because she's got a fella, like I've said before, so she wouldn't as much if I was living with someone, because she couldn't, but she can because I'm not. And it, like I said before, I just find it very taxing on my brain sometimes, and sometimes it does make me feel a bit ill, because it makes me feel like I can't breathe sometimes. Like the other day, I spilled a bit of tea on the side in the kitchen, and because we've moved everything about, the only thing to hand was a tea towel, only a tea towel. So I just grabbed it and it was only a little bit, and quickly put the tea towel on top and wiped it. If I'd have been searching for something, because I didn't know where anything was anyway, it had been dribbling on the floor, and she spent ages cleaning the floor of dirt and stuff where the workman had been. Not dirt, but like just cleaning it. So she'd have gone mad at that, but then she turned around and she was like, oh, you know, getting dead worked up. And I was like, it's a tea towel. She went, oh, well, you could have used it. I went, but I couldn't because I don't know where anything is because everything's in the front room and you have to search for stuff. You know, I just used the tea towel. And she was like, oh, and I was like, it wasn't like I used your coat and used your coat to wipe the tea up. And then she was a bit like, I don't know, it's weird because my nana got a bit like that, but she was a bit like when she sat down to watch telly, she was doing all this, shaking her head. I said, what are you shaking your head for? I said, it was only, you know, there's bigger things in the world to be upset about than me using a tea towel to wipe a little bit of tea up. And she was like, no. Ooh. So I did actually tell her to get a grip, and she turned around and told me, went, you need to get a grip. And I was like, right. So we just sort of sat there in silence, and it was one of them. And I had to just go and watch a film because I thought I can't. But even that, if I go somewhere like upstairs to put YouTube on or Netflix on, texting someone on the phone, she's always like, what are you watching? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Oh, is that who, what? And I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I can't breathe. So I love her to death, but I do find it very difficult when she comes. And I have started lately, I do think I get a bit of like anxiety, which I don't get because I'm like, oh my God, what you know, what's she going to say? I don't want to go on about that too much, but it's just, you know, so I went on a date actually on Tuesday, and when I came back, that's another thing to talk about another day. I'd only had 2 glasses of wine, so it wasn't like I was drunk or anything the next day, but the next day I felt so ill. But then came to realise, sorry, I'm going to say this, that it was because I've not been to the toilet for number 2. I don't know if that goes in line with getting stressed, you know, because my mum's getting, I don't know. But if I get like that, sorry to say it, but if I get that, constipation, it makes me feel sick. And it's like, I just wanted to lie on the floor all day. I don't know if that's like when people get IBS, if they get stomach pains, but it was like, oh, I couldn't eat my tea. I just felt really funny all day. I felt tired, lethargic, and it was just, and the next day was a little bit the same. And even if I drank like a bit of tea, I was just like, oh God, I don't feel well. And Mum was like, oh, do you think the drink was off when you went out? I said, no, it was just rosé wine, and I only had 2 medium wines. And it wasn't like I had a hangover and I was feeling ill the next day. But into that, I came back from this date and I thought, when I go out and I have a drink, normally when I've had a few drinks and I'd only had like a couple of wines, I normally come back, might have something to eat if I've not been to the chippy or something on the way home, but I'll always have like a brew and then I'll go to bed. So it wasn't too late anyway. It might have been about, I don't know if it was about 11:30, I don't know what time it was. It wasn't a late night. But I got in, made a brew. My mum was asking me about the date, and then I just put telly on, and this channel just came on, and I was like, well, it must have been the BBC because it was a doctor. I don't know, but I put the telly on, and I was like, oh, what's this? This is interesting. She seems really nice. Started watching this programme, and my mum was like, oh, I'm going to bed. I said, well, I'm just going to finish watching this because I knew it weren't on too long. It was like a little documentary thing, I think, like a little show with a brew. And which has gone cold and I can't even reheat it because my microwave's broke. But it was, I've got a cramp in my leg. It was a woman called, let me see if I can find it. Jodie Ann Bickley. Now, if some of you have been watching me since I sort of came on here with me randomness stuff on here, you'll know that now and again I'll write positivity notes and I'll drop them off. And I try to do it when I'm going somewhere different because I just don't want to do it in my area all the time. But I do need to put some out in my area. Saying that, as I was thinking the other day, and then someone I'm friends on here with, Juice My Randomness, who does videos, took my idea, and when he went away, when he's been on holiday and stuff, he wrote some letters and did some videos on it, you know, putting them about when he'd visited places, because, like we said, it's positivity, little letters or notes to just brighten up someone's day. Could even be a joke or anything, just that if someone finds it, you know, you're going to hide it, but in somewhere where it's sticking out so someone can find it. It could be in the supermarket, on the bus, on the train, at work, in a park, anywhere that someone's going to pick it up, and it might just brighten their day, because you don't know how people are feeling. You know, people might look happy on the outside, but sometimes they're not, struggling with things on the inside, and we don't always know that. Sometimes it's nice to know that other people care and that people are going through similar stuff or whatever. And he did that as well. And funnily enough, I think it was yesterday, you'll know this if he's watching, he did some more notes, that are letters, positivity letters that he's going to drop off when he's next out and about. And he, you know, he said, thanks Janine for the idea. And it was just weird because she popped up, that was yesterday, but she popped up, I think I saw this on Tuesday night. So she's a lady who, she's on YouTube as well, so if you're interested, go and watch her videos. Jodie Ann Bickley, and it's called 1 million, I think it's 1 million, a million lovely letters. And she's been writing letters since she was a little girl. I think it was something to do with a nana died and her mum wanted to write a letter to a nana. But if you go and watch the YouTube channel, you'll find out, or watch the TV programme that was on Jodie's Lovely Letters BBC documentary 2017 on YouTube. And she explains why she's doing these letters, and basically it is like positivity letters drop, but she's sending them to people all around the world, and they'll give her a bit of information about someone, and she'll write a lovely letter back, you know, inspiring, positive, to give them hope, and, you know, to let them know that they're worth it. I'm getting upset again. I just get upset about everything. But it's funny because in one of the videos she did say, feeling too much is a great asset, because I got told the other day of someone, I said I can be kind or quite soft or have a lot of feelings, and this person said, yeah, but kindness can be seen, it's weakness. And I said, no, it's not. Kindness to me, I used to think that, I don't know, because kindness to me, if you can be kind to somebody when they're being nasty, be that somebody at work or school or whatever, it is stronger and harder to be nice to that person. It's easy to be grumpy with someone. It's easy to be nasty to someone else when you're being nasty. That's your first reaction. You want to be like, no. But it's actually harder to be nicer. So therefore, if you can be nicer, therefore you're stronger, if that makes sense. And I've just told a friend today, actually, someone at work, I said, at her work, she don't like, I said, you know what, I was thinking, it's best just to be nice to that person. Even if they're horrible to you, try and be nice to that person. Even if it kills you, just try and be nice, because the saying is, kindness, you know, kill them with kindness, because they'd be thinking, if you were nice to them all the time and they were trying to like bring you down or trying to make you feel bad or just be nasty to everybody and expect they want the reaction of people to be off with them or something. If you're trying your hardest to be nice to that person, even if you walk away and in your head you think, oh, but just do it, because I think in the end, if you just keep doing it, they'll probably just give up and think, do you know what? That person's a nice person. I need to go and take a look at myself, because why am I so nasty to people when I'm being nasty to someone and they're just coming back with like love and kindness? Don't understand it. They get a bit confused. But you can walk away knowing you're a better person, that you haven't stooped down to their level of coming back being nasty, saying hurtful things, you know, like I said, kill them with kindness. And maybe they'll change in the end, maybe they won't, but it doesn't really matter. You know, you just be kind and use kind words and treat people the way you want to be treated. Because she feels too much and I feel too much, and this is why I came on YouTube and I did the things I did with the trying to help people with the Positive Wednesday and stuff like that, which I'm glad to say I do want to bring it back, like I said before, but I'm not bringing it back as a Positive Wednesday. It'll just be like PV Day, PV, Positive Vibes, you know, whatever it is. but I don't want to put pressure on myself, because I think that's another thing. When you put pressure on yourself, or you feel like you're getting pressure to do something, that's sometimes when you don't enjoy stuff because you just want to do it when you do it, or whatever it is. Like, I am bringing back, I'm going to start remaking some of my journals when I get a few more bits together. And I used to take a couple of orders, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just making what I make, and I'll show you on here or Facebook or wherever I put them. And if anyone wants to order one, they can. I'm not going to do custom made. I like it, but it's like, I feel a bit pressured when it's custom made, because sometimes, I don't know, I can't explain it. I'd just rather do things in my own time, and when a few go up, they go up. And if anyone wants the ones that I put, then that's fair enough, you know. And I will do different designs, so there'll be, you know, different choices. But I think that's why I go off things sometimes. I've realised I don't like being pressured. And that's probably why on here I do so many different random videos, because I don't want to, I just want to do it when I do it. Like my nails, I can't do my nails yet anyway. I haven't started properly yet, and definitely can't do that. I'm doing someone's nails tonight, but I will still be doing the things I said I've done, but I don't know when. But that's just me, you know. You either like it or you don't. But you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, this girl, she writes letters all around the world, and it helps people. And she just said she'll never stop writing these letters till, you know, she wants to write 1,000,000. She'll just keep going until she can't write any letters, till she physically can't write any letters. But she came from the place where she's been depressed in the past, and maybe still fighting demons and stuff, but because she knows how it feels, and how, you know, upset you can get about things, and how hard it can be sometimes. You need to spread that positivity to let people know they'll come through it, because a lot of it is to do with learning, you know, life's lessons. And sometimes you have to go through the bumps and the ups and downs to get to where you are today. Not that you think that when you were younger, which comes from another thing. She did a thing where people are writing letters to the 16-year-old self. I think I'd like to try it, where you're writing a letter to when you were 16 from now to when you were 16, telling yourself not to worry, and, you know, to worry about the things you did worry about when you were 16, because that age is so vulnerable, and you always worry about what people think, and pressures from different things at school, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. But it is on a video, so they are good to watch. And she's doing an exhibition of all her, you know, art exhibition of like all the letters that people have wrote back to her all around the world. And I just think it's brilliant. And I think you might think, oh yeah, but honestly, you should try writing a little note, just a little note or a little message, a little letter, one time, and just trying it, and putting it somewhere for someone to find at work. You don't have to write your name on it. It can be anonymous. You don't want people to know it was you. Leaving it on the bus, just to see how it makes you feel, because it does actually make you feel like quite happy that someone will find your note and read that, and that could make the difference in somebody's life. Do you know what I mean? If you get what I mean, you should try it. Even if you only do it once, try it and see how it makes you feel. And there's a lot of like, let's say magic. There's a lot of like, sort of, what did I write down? A lot of good in writing with pen and paper than there is sitting on a computer and leaving an actual note that somebody can touch and feel, and maybe frame or put up or keep somewhere, for a keepsake. Even like I was saying the other day to my mum, it's strange, you know, if you're reading a book, I want to get back into reading my books, because you just lose yourself in a book, and you can use your imagination, and it sort of gets lost sometimes. I know you can listen to audios, which are good, especially some people can't let things sink in when they're reading. They'll use an audio, or like, you know, they'll use a Kindle as a book to get your stories on there. But I've never used one. I wouldn't want to use one. I know it sounds daft. I like turning the pages of a real book. I like the smell of the paper. I like looking at the cover, turning the pages. I don't know if you get what I mean. It's like, it feels like a lost thing if people are just computer. And I know it's a generation, but sometimes some of the old things old, not like it's that old, reading a book, but or writing things down in a book is just a bit more satisfying, and it gives you a lot more, like your handwriting in a book is different. Someone's reading it, the reading, sort of like if you wrote a diary and in years to come your grandkids read it, your kids, your grandkids, it's like looking at your handwriting, and you don't get that on a computer. If you were logging things on a computer for people to read, and if it ever got lost, if they had a big thing in the world and lost a load of bloody stuff on computers and stuff like that, but it's never going to be lost in a book because it's written there on paper, if you know what I mean. But what I'm trying to say is, be kind to people. Maybe you should try and just write a note to leave to people. And it just shows you, I did that whenever I started the positivity message drop. Not that I've done it consistently, I'm busy and stuff, and I try to do it when I go to different places. She does it, people send a letter, she does it a lot. But it just shows you there are people in the world the same as, the same sort of ideas of doing the messages. And I know there's other people that have left jokes, and there's people around the world that do this. They write on pebbles, they paint on pebbles and leave pebbles for people, different things like that. It's all positivity, but there are people in the world that do this, and it shows you, you might enjoy it if you do it. And I do want to come back and do more positivity things, because I know that I did help a few people at the time I was doing it. And also it helps myself, because my journal, I've not wrote in it for about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I normally do try to do it every day. Gratitude in it, and the things you want from the universe, the stuff I'm talking about. If you've seen some of the posts, like your little wish list in there, but you've really got to believe it. But I've noticed, so I'm glad sometimes I do leave it and I don't get to do it, depending on what Finn's doing in the morning, if I've got a bit distracted, because I know I feel a lot better when I do write in it compared to when maybe I've forgotten a day or a week. I always go back to it, but I know I feel more positive when I'm doing it, and it does work for me. So if you've never tried it, get yourself a journal and start writing in it. I will do another video about it, how to write in it again, if you're a bit like, I don't know what she means, or for new people that have come on here. Also, I need to redo my vision board, because I never finished it all off. It did have spaces in it. Vision boards are a good thing to do. Google Law of Attraction. And also, I got talking to someone last night on a dating site that I never said I'd go on again, but I have, because I just got a bit curious again. And I don't know what will come of that, but the only good thing, like I said, things happen for reasons sometimes. Got talking, and I don't know how it started, but I started telling him about being positive and the things I do, and law of attraction, and he was like, "Oh, I've never really heard of it." Well, I've sort of heard of it. I said, "Oh, we need to Google this and look at that." And then he was like, "You know what? You're really intriguing me. You sound like a positive person, a nice girl. Not like, I don't normally get this conversation on this dating site, but sort of thing." But he said, "You're making me think about my life and my work." He's in an aggressive sales job. He said, "You really make me think about what is important in my life." And I thought, you know what? If nothing ever came of me ever meeting him, or if it's just been chatting and he's gone and looked at this stuff and maybe it helped him be happier in his life, or takes him to a job he really wants to do, I don't know, whatever it is, then that's why I was on there. That's just to meet me, to say, if you get what I mean. But it makes me happy when I get nice texts of people saying, "Do you know what? You really made me think. You're a nice girl, and aren't you positive? And you've really made me think." Then that's a job done. So I don't know. Maybe I was meant to go on there and say that to that person. I don't know. I'm rambling again, but yeah, I'm definitely showing you some of these again, but I'm not doing custom orders. I'm just putting some up. I don't want to put pressure on myself. If I don't enjoy doing something, then that's why I tend to sort of go quiet for on a bit, then I might bring it back, because I don't want that, if you get what I mean. And I might bring some bracelets back, like the Buddha ones, and some more positive stuff to do. like I was doing on Positive Wednesday, but like I said, I'm not calling it that because I don't want to put it to our Wednesday. It'll just be when I do it, because thing goes on different days now, and you'll be going to nursery soon and me trying to do my job and stuff. So, you know what I mean? It might be a little bit more difficult. So you'll know it's a positive one because by the title, but I hope you get what I'm talking about. I might be a bit quiet again next week only because the kitchen should be going in next week and your mum will be here and blah, blah, blah. I'm still carrying on with my exercising, though I didn't do it the other day when I was ill. So I've got to do one tonight and tomorrow to make up for it. I'm not really supposed to be together, but I will. The thing that I was going to sell when I was going on about it, I'm not going to mention the name, you know what it was if you saw it. I'm not doing it now. I found out that it was so tiring. I had to be on Facebook on it, and you can set your own time around it, but it was knackering. I do actually believe in the products, but I don't actually believe I would have used the shakes because I could have done it a different way. But if I had the money, I would be trying the, which I might still do, the berry capsules, because I do believe they have a lot of nutritional value in them. Because I don't eat that much fruit and veg that would give me that much nutrition, I don't think. But yeah, so I don't know if you get what I was talking about, but basically just be kind to people, and maybe you should try some message dropping and see if it gives you good vibes. And like I said, if there's anyone at work or school or wherever that you think's a bit nasty, just kill them with kindness, because they will get confused with it. And I'll see you soon.